7 athletes are all within 10 points.
Yeah.
One of those athletes being Jamie Greene, who has amazing endurance when it comes to muscle-up events. So look for Jamie Greene to possibly make a move to start off day number 3 in this event.
Well, and she needs this. I mean, we really aren't used to seeing her in this position. 9th place coming into this event, 285 points. That's not something that we would normally be thinking that Jamie Greene, that's where she would be. I think she definitely is going to do well in this event. She just has to be very confident and aware of those skills so that she doesn't over push and then fail, because you're right, this is a very all or nothing event, and she needs it.
All athletes wasting no time with the first round, although it's a stark difference of what happens before, but on cue, Jamie Greene has moved into a quick first place position, right around the same pace we saw your event leader, Shahad Boudebs, come out in.
Now, one of the things we saw, Jamie, was her jogging back. Couple things with that. Yes, that's going to get you to the rings faster, but why jog back if you aren't going to get right back on the rings? Take the rest if you're going to walk so that when you get back to the rings, you can get going.
Round 1 done, 9 more to go. 5 unbroken ring muscle-ups, followed by 10 meters of unbroken handstand walks. Jamie Greene in the 4 part of your screen in the purple and green. Slight lead. Second place position. Looks like Karin Frey sitting in lane number 4. So you have Greene and Frey, your 2 leaders. It looks like Sigmundsdottir and Briggs. So left to right, Greene leading Frey. Frey's in the purple and white. Sigmundsdottir just to the right of Frey, coming off at the same time in the orange and gray. So Greene, who came out fast in round 1, is quickly within a round and got reeled back in. As Sigmundsdottir and Karin Frey are up just about 5 seconds behind Jamie Greene's pace.
And this is always interesting when you are shoulder to shoulder with an athlete in a gymnastic style event like this, because again, how do you decide to push? And just like you were saying, this is a specific event. Yeah, you want to know what you need to do and where people are and how you want to place, relative, but you got to put the blinders on, because if someone forces you to the rings too fast, that could be detrimental.
One thing I'm curious to see is the game that Briggs is currently playing. We know she doesn't have the best handstand walk, but she might have some of the best muscle-ups and the best endurance with muscle-ups.
She just looks completely relaxed. I mean, you see her back there right behind Sarah's leg with the sunglasses on, trying to, just working through those muscle-ups. She just looks relaxed. She doesn't even look worried at this point. But again, a lot of reps to be had.
We saw when did the event take place in the last heat? 6, 7 rounds in,
and that's around the 8-minute mark.
Or past that traditional volume of 30 to 35 ring muscle-ups. Like I said, 50 is a very unique number to do in an event. We've seen 45 at the most ever programmed within at least a games event. 40 in the open this year. But Greene, Sigmundsdottir, and Frey are your top 3. If you look on the right side, Greene hustling too, but Sigmundsdottir has broken the tie she is currently in with Karin Frey, trying to reel back in Jamie Greene as they're done with 4 rounds, moving through round number 5.
Impressive work by Sarah. I like the way that she came off the rings, slowly walked to the floor. Right when she got to the line, boom, right back on it. So I like that she's using that transition time as her rest. You don't see her rushing back. It's okay. And even though Karin Frey is starting to move ahead of her, if Frey doesn't get on the rings and start to execute right away, what's the point? You're not ahead of me. Maybe you're physically ahead of me, but you really aren't winning anything by getting to the rings and not executing immediately.
Clock on the left upper part of your screen, as well as the time to beat, is 10:42, set by Shahad Boudebs in heat number 1. As Jamie Greene is still holding on to that lead that she has. Now, they are below the pace set by Shahab. However, the time exponentially starts to increase as they're going to be forced to rest because of that unbroken element of this event. Frey has actually moved ahead of Sigmundsdottir, so a stark change what we saw between rounds 4 and rounds number 5. So Frey has moved back up with Sarah Sigmundsdottir.
Well, and I really like that Frey did exactly what we were talking about. When she went back to the rings, chalked up, but she was on the rings first before Sarah was. So Sarah took a little bit more time, just a little bit more rest. But then Corinne took a little bit more of rest before she went into the handstand walk. You saw her kind of shaking her arms out. So you have to think, like, where is the hitching point, the catching point for Corinne? Is it the muscle-ups or is it the handstand walk? Because it looked like she rested more in preparation for the handstand walk than the ring.
Now these two athletes are still chasing Jamie Greene. Jamie Greene's all the way over in lane number 1. She is extending her lead on the field as she is already halfway through her handstand walk. As Sigmundsdottir and Karin Frey just got onto the rings. Sam Briggs has joined them. So Sam Briggs is a few reps behind. She's just on the edge of the right side of your screen, but as they're walking to get set for their handstand walk, Greene in the left back corner of your screen is back to the rig. So Jamie Greene, who looked like she was slowing down just a little bit with Karin Frey and Sigmundsdottir chasing her down between rounds 3 and rounds 4. After round 6 and going into 7, she has extended that lead. As you can see, Frey and Sigmundsdottir walking back to the rig. But Briggs behind them is slowly moving up, and I think that's going to be the time rest between this net rounds for the muscle-ups. And Greene looks like she is speeding up at this point in time.
She's attacking, and I think for her, it's like, again, if it's a skill that you have, if it's a confidence element that you have, and you know you need the points because you're sitting in 9th, you got to push it. And hopefully, I mean, I think probably in her mind, she has the ability, so let me push the pace and see if I can pull some of these people along to make them blow up. What I think is interesting about these two women that's on the screen, their places have almost been identical up to this point in the competition. Sarah's had a 3rd, a 6th, a 10th, and a 1st. Corinne is a 3rd, a 5th, a 13th, and a 3rd. So where they did great, they both did great. Where they didn't do as well, they're at the same. And then we're literally rep for rep, step for step, all the way through this. Pretty impressive. It's fun to watch these two women go at it.
Frey and Sigmundsdottir still trying to keep pace with Jamie Greene, who's on the left side of your screen. Your heat leader in terms of pace.
Wow, she looks good.
Trying to keep up. I think she is keeping that pace between her and Shahad Boudeb's time of 10:42 as we are just past the 8-minute mark. Now, we haven't seen no other athletes have finished this event alone get past round 8. And Greene is jogging back to the rings. And I think one of those is that navigating the middle part. Maybe she kind of let off the gas a little bit, unsure. Now, going based off how she feels, she is pushing the pace.
And that's great. Plus, again, we talk how important confidence is for an athlete. You can ride confidence and do some really incredible things if you are fired up and you know that you're doing spectacular. So ride that, and I think that Jamie is just doing just that. You see that big pop there in the background, big pop of the hips. Now, we did have a little separation where Sarah is starting to push the pedal a little bit more. She got down there all by herself.
Jamie Greene is just past the 9-minute mark.
Whoa.
And 10 meters are done. 10 rounds are done. And Jamie Greene decimates the time to beat by nearly 1.5 minutes.
And she needed that, and what a way to put your foot down and go, oh, excuse me, I'm going to get myself back up on the leaderboard.
She got faster as the event wore on. She was only done in about 55 seconds in round 1. That was not the pace that she was holding coming in, so she had moved up towards that minute pace. And like I said, built up that confidence to come in So it looks like Sigmundsdottir, she should be on her last handstand walk as she has moved well ahead of Karin Frey. And this is exactly what Sigmundsdottir needs to do to hold on to that top spot. Two athletes trying to chase her down. One being Sam Briggs, the other being Karin Frey. So Sigmundsdottir should see herself in that first place position even more solid with the two athletes chasing her down.
And you know, we talked about Sarah yesterday in the competitive fight that you need to have. I think like that was a great event for her because it's a very technical gymnastic-y type of an event, and I think that she was aggressive in her attack in this particular event. That was awesome.
So Sigmundsdottir, Greene, and Frey all under the time to beat. There's Sam Briggs. So your top 4 in Heat 2 should be your top 4 in event number 5. Jamie Greene congratulating Briggs on finishing.
Now the hard thing for Jamie Greene is, yeah, she got first, but all those other ladies that she had to jump were second, third, and fourth.
Well, the big thing too is that she was also in 8, so that does put her a little bit closer up to that podium position. But yes, the top athletes,
hoping for a little help.
She's trying to beat. She was hoping for a few people in between the two, as we have just 1 minute remaining before we hit that 12-minute cap. So Shahad Boudeb's time from heat number 1 should stand somewhere in a top 5, top 6 time overall in this event. "40 seconds remaining. Pacelli moving back to the rings. As we're about 30 seconds to go, it's about when athletes are just trying to get as many muscle-ups as they can in if they don't have the ability to get 5 in a row. Julie Hugo moving up her 10 meters. She'll have another round to go with 10 seconds remaining. So it took 2 heats to get 1 finisher. And in heat number 3, these are your top athletes after 4 scored events. And it was all Jamie Greene from start to finish, but a great finish to start the day for Sarah Sigmundsdottir.
Yeah, wow.
This was an event that takes a lot of pacing, a lot of self-understanding of what your abilities are, different from the rest of the field. So Jamie Greene starting off day number 3 exactly how you would want to, sitting well outside the top 3.